Thank you.
The HMS Pandora, her name contained a warning. Perhaps we should have heeded it and avoided needless mourning. A few years after she was built, James Gordon Bennett Jr. bought her from the Havre to San Francisco. That was where he brought her. Bennett was a wild man, a rich man who lived fast. He published New York's Herald. His fortune was quite vast. He paid for great adventures. He was a roguish dreamer. He placed his money and his trust in this bark-rigged steamer. He renamed it the Jeanette and said he couldn't wait to sail up to the North Pole and visit the Bering Strait. Ship can sail, a ship can float, man can live aboard a boat, man can live upon the sea, but all men die eventually. Ship can sail, a ship can float, man can live aboard a boat, man can live upon the sea, but all men die eventually. Just above the Napa River, in Mare Island Navy Yard, the Jeanette was given boilers, her hull made thick and hard. June 1879, she departed from the dock. The rain was cold and cutting, it was 10:30. She sailed under naval blue, though she was a peacetime ship. 28 brave officers and 3 civilians made the trip. The captain was one George DeLong, an upright Navy man. He pledged himself to fully serve his patron's fateful plan. Engineer on the Jeanette, his name was George Melville. The names of these fine sailors, they stir my spirit still. Ship can sail, ship can float, man can live upon a boat, man can live upon the sea, but all men die eventually. Ship can sail, ship can float, man can live upon a boat, man can live upon the sea, but all men die eventually. It took a month or maybe more to reach the North and Sound. We sailed away from St. Lawrence Bay, the crew was Arctic bound. We passed by Herald Island, as some like to tell it. It was named for Bennett's paper, but in fact Henry Kellett, back in 1849, had landed there and named it. Walked around, kicked some stones, dropped the flag and claimed it. Near Herald Island in the sea, Wrangell Island small and cold. DeLong took us east of there, his instincts were too bold. Ship can sail, ship can float, man can live upon a boat, man can live upon the sea, but all men die eventually.
Everybody.
Ship can sail, a ship can float, man can live upon a boat, man can live upon the sea, but all men die eventually. Then came that fateful winter day, began like any other. One sailor dreamed of flying, another of his mother, another still of sitting on a warm beach way down south. The name of his young girlfriend lay gently in his mouth. Come on, the captain said, we're locked into the ice. It hemmed us in on both our sides and held us like a vice. At first we didn't mind it, our eyes stayed on our goal. We were our instruments were working, our spirits remained high. We took our soundings and position from the stars in the sky. In May of '81, we spied some islands in the distance. We gave them names and marveled at our good Jeanette's persistence. But marveling is irony, and pride precedes a fall. Soon enough our progress had slowed down to a crawl. Now the ice was pressing in and crumbling the hull. The way a great and fearsome weight can crush a grown man's skull. Ship can sail, ship can float, man can live upon a boat, man can live upon the sea, come and die eventually. Ship can sail, ship can float, man can live upon a boat, man can live upon the sea, come and die eventually. We jumped off the Jeanette, unloaded our supplies, dragged 3 small boats to safety. We heard our ship's last cries. She sank on June the 13th in the first hours of dawn. We put our packs upon our backs and went to soldier on. We searched for open water, our hope was strong at first. Some men were felled by cowardice, and others by their thirst. 3 lifeboats we manned eventually broke through. One drifted off, forever lost, thus leaving only 2. A ship can sail, a ship can float, man can live upon a boat, man can live upon the sea, but all men die eventually. Ship can sail, a ship can float, man can live upon a boat, man can live upon the sea, but all men die eventually. Of those 2 boats, one came to shore, George DeLong was inside. Some scouts were sent to go ahead, the men who stayed all died. The 3rd boat reached the Lena River, its sailors lived, but then Melville turned and went back for the other men. Beneath the frozen corpses were the expedition's notes, those he brought to safety with a fleet of rescue boats. 20 men were lost in all, just 13 kept their lives. Thanks to Melville's bravery, our memory survives. Ship can sail, ship can float, man can live upon a boat, man can live upon the sea, but all men die eventually. Ship can sail, ship can float, man can live aboard a boat, man can live upon the sea, but all men die eventually. Time has kept on moving, it's what time tends to do. We wish to be remembered, the lost men of that crew. So I claim your memory for the men of the Jeanette. We are all that's happened and what hasn't happened yet. Once a year, think of those who expired in that polar snow, who stayed upon its surface and slowly sunk below. I was among the 20, I perished with a